Alright, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Alright. I want to look at something real quick here. Alright, we're gonna get started here. Alright, hole number one. We are playing playing a power slice here with an epox 6. Alright, max top, 4 right. We are aiming I'm playing three accounts. This is the first hole of the first account, so I will definitely I at uh, about 10 o'clock. I'll probably just be starting the second account, Rye. So um, I'll definitely be on till probably about midnight, if not a little bit later. That power slice came in a little bit to the right of where my last one came in. My last one came in and cut the rough right before the green and ended up a little farther down the hill. So this would be a little more trickier shot here. That's that's max. I say that's 50% there. Oh boy. I say that's 50% there. I don't like that. Oh, we're gonna try four rings here. 60% club. Nah. Maybe we get lucky. Coming hot. All right, so it was more than it was like 75% club, but I came in hot anyway. I put the ball guide through the hole thinking because of the headwind, but probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have played it up on the green and played it like 80% club. Ideally, we want the ball to cut the rough right there next to the bush, and roll out with that shot with the drive. But that one came in a little more right. All right, hole number two. Sniper Kingmaker. 25% downhill. Blue ring to the rough, or to the fairway. And we gotta see what angle the wind is at here when it starts up. right, so that's a little more crosswind than straight headwind, so we're going to play it. One right spin, and then 7.1 is 9.1 rings. Hmm. Hmm. All right, we're gonna. That's twice now I used one right spin after, and it missed right. So I'm only going with a half a right spin from now on. And see how that works out. All right. Hole number 3. Same ball, same clubs. Max top 2 left on the drive. 10% downhill. And I'd play it right before that sand there. .7, 6 rings. Good bounce there. I split the second and third bounce over that rough equally, so that way when you get the push from the headwind, you don't clip that rough there at the end of that second fairway, because otherwise if you push up too far, you end up getting too much push and you clip that rough. Eight point two. 10.5 rings. Stupid leaf. Oh, that was right where I aimed. So I guess I should just aim right at the hole. Oh, very close. Very close. All right, pretty much par round so far. We're gonna go with the rock here and a kingmaker, and we are going to play the rough bump. 5% downhill, 20% slider. 2.2 back, max right. Alright, 8.6, so 7.7 rings. Oh, 7.7 rings, really? Alright, max right, 2.2 back. Alright, 7.7 rings. Nah. Yeah, I knew I was going to hit great. It skipped. But I might have got lucky. Ooh. I mean, that was a high wind. Ideally, we want a 7.5 wind there. But I don't have any balls that have side spin 3, wind 4. Oh, I do. I have a power 2 ball. gonna take a look at my the balls that I got here after this. I gotta see if I got a power 2 side spin 3 wind 4 ball. Let's see here. Yeah, the ski ball. We're gonna try that next time. We're gonna lower the wind. All right. Oh, we're gonna change that club back and go on to hole number 5. Oh, I hate when I do that. All right. Actually, we're gonna leave the rock in there, and we're going here, and a kingmaker ball.
Perfect shot.
8.2. Max top, max right. 8.2, 6.4 rings. And then we're going to push back up 5 rings, which is pretty much max distance here.
Perfect shot.
394. 397 was 30%, so 246, 36%. We're going to go 0%. .6, 3.4 rings.
Perfect shot.
Ooh, that coming hot. I hit that glitch.
Nice on.
Wow, that hit that.
Tourney.
Oh, that come out of that rough hot that time.
Birdie.
That was unfortunate. Hit that. There's a glitch there coming out of that rough, and if you hit it, the ball comes out way hot. And all it takes is just a little over adjustment for it to do it. All right, hole 6. All right, give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Hole 6. 6 top. 6 top, max right. Six top, max right. We're just aiming with the red ring to the rough because I came really close to the rough earlier. That's going in the rough. we got lucky and rolled out, so we should still be able to make it from there.
Great shot.
All right, we can still make it. .1, 9.3 rings. Oh my goodness, double great right or double great left. That's not even close. If it is, then I'm way over adjusted. Wow.
Nice on. Perfect shot. Nice on. Eagle. Eagle.
That adjustment that guy made was weird. He adjusted max numbers plus 5%. And he was nowhere near his max numbers. And that came in very, very close. Hole number 7. This is not my favorite hole. Yeah, I in pro I actually played it the way I played in tour play, and I played it on the fairway in the middle of the bottleneck, and curled it in with a ball and a quarter curl, just like I always do, and I missed by about a ball and a half right of the hole. Um, and I mean I sink it a lot during tour play, playing it that way, but it's a different wind also, so um, it's a different wind in in pro also. So 7.4, we're playing at 15% max numbers, so 4.8 rings. I adjusted 10% earlier and I missed left. Ah, great right. But let's see where this comes in great right. So it came in great right. I hit great right and it still came in. So it still would have missed left of the hole. So maybe even 20%. Maybe even 20% downhill might might be good adjustment there. The only reason I'm thinking I thought 15% was because I watched Daniel MacArthur play his master round, which I understand the Masters tee might be 5% more uphill, uh, but he played at 15% downhill. Um, and like I said, I played at 10% downhill earlier and missed to the left of the pin, but quite a bit to the left of the pin. So I added 5%. Maybe on the next account, I'm going to add another 5%. I'm going to go 20%. And I'm just going to keep adding percentage. See, because you get a push from the wind, and it's quite a bit of push. Because if you notice where I line up the second bounce is um, right where this guy's ball is. But if you watched where the second bounce landed, it landed in the next cut of rough, in the short cut of rough before the fringe. So you're still getting pushed that much farther. So but I'm still missing left also. So 20%, maybe even 25% downhill uh, may be good, but I think spin wise we could probably go with maybe just three top, 2 3/4 top, but the ball guide won't get to the hole. But maybe 2 3/4 top and the ball guide not to the hole, offset to the right of the hole, and you're going to get pushed forwards and to the left, uh, and still stay with that same adjustment. I got 2 more shots at it, so we'll try and figure it out. Well, no, because I'm missing too long and to the left still. So I still because you're pulling back at from it's a cross tailwind. It's a like a it's halfway between a straight headwind and a straight crosswind. So you want to be pulling back. I want to be pulling back and to the right more. I just, it's not that I just want to be pulling straight back. It's not that I'm just going too long. I'm still also missing left. So I think if I just keep adding the elevation or just take some topspin off, it's either one of the two. It's either add a little bit more elevation or take some topspin off, and then the ball guide doesn't get to the hole. No, if you pull just straight back, it's not gonna it's still gonna miss to the left. Actually, it may miss to the right because if you hit that rough, it's gonna slow the ball down, and that that rough slopes from right to left or left to right. If you pulled just a ring back after you um, it would land sooner. But if I land sooner, that that rough is majorly sloped left to right, so it kicks your ball to the right. If you know what I'm saying, and it's gonna slow down your if you hit that if I hit where I want to hit, it's gonna slow the ball down. So I think the top spin is okay because if you hit that longer cut of rough, it slows the ball down more. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep playing with it. I'm gonna try um, maybe just three top spin instead of 3.2, and and add 5% more elevation. Just go 20% and see where that comes in, and that will give me a good idea of what I need to do. If I do that, take a little bit of topspin and add elevation, that'll give me a little more idea of what I need to do. Because then if it hits that dark second cut of rough and it comes in right of the pin, then then I know I have the adjustment right. It's just a matter of getting the spin right then, or getting the ball guide lined up right. All right, hole number 8. We are going full blast. Like I don't mind getting pushed into that first cut of rough, but then it's just coming out a little too hot, and then I just got to play with the spin. But and the whole thing is, I know I'm getting pushed. Like I know I'm getting pushed this way, right? Like this way. So which is fine, but then I need to just offset the ball guide to where it's now I'm looking at you the wrong way, but where it's just missing the pin to like the right of the pin, and it's going to get pushed towards the pin that way, which would be fine. Then I just got to play around with the spin and just get a point on the green where I need to line up the ball guide every time. But we'll get it figured out. Um, I got enough tries at it. I'll definitely get it figured out and dialed in, and then I'm sure there'll be videos posted and adjustments posted too um, on Facebook and on all the pages. All right, so this one we were very very close to getting this one over. All right, we got to change to fusion ball. This is actually the type of wind you want, to be honest with you. I want like an 11-mile-an-hour wind. One, two, three, four, five. Great right is okay. Great left is wet. This is going to go long. Ah. All right, so I could take off if I get an 11 if I got an 11-mile-an-hour wind like that, I can take off like one topspin. And that would probably if I take off one topspin there, be pretty close. Yeah, 11 plus mile an hour winds. If I take off one topspin, it's really close. Because I just want to catch that island. I don't want to hit the middle of the island like I just did. I just want to catch the very beginning of it. Yeah, are we? All right. So, well, we got a straight headwind pretty much, which is good. 11.7, 2.7, half of that, 2.7, 1.4. Nah, perfect would have been in. Yeah, I seen you posted it. I didn't watch it, but um, well, it all depends because earlier with the Berserker, I had 10.5 or 10.7, 10 point something, 10.5, I think it was 10.6, and I just missed. I just clipped the rough just before the that fairway line island. So it all depends on the winds. I would have only had 9.7 with a Zerk there, but yeah, well, actually, like if I would have used the Thor 6 there, well, I have a Thor 7 on this account, which gives me a lot more topspin, but I necessarily don't want more topspin. Um, but if you can get the wind close to 11 miles an hour with the Thor 6, um, you don't necessarily need to gain that extra distance because you have it's only a there's in matter of carry there's only a 6 yard uh, there's only a 6 yard difference between the Thor 6 and a Pox 6. A Pox 6 has 7 bars of topspin. The Thor 6 has 8 bars of topspin. Um, but I looked on the chart because it was actually somebody had posted. In fact, I replied to the post. Somebody had posted on Facebook a little while ago and asked the same question. Um, yeah, but I'm saying with the topspin, there's a chart that I have um, that uh, figures out the total distance of the Thor 6 and the Pox 6 with both their top spins added. And the Thor 6 is 366.9, and the Apox 6 with its top spin is 373. So it's a matter of six. It's a difference of 6 yards total distance between the two. Um, the Apox 6 carries 6 yards longer, even with the less topspin. But in that case, where I was there, if I would have used the Thor 6, I would have came up a little shorter on the island and maybe not went over the green. So if you can get the wind, if if you use a Zerk and you only have like a 9.8 mile an hour wind, 9.7 mile an hour wind, if you have a power 5 wind zero ball like the Fusion or the Liberty ball, um, I think those are, or a Snow Globe, you can, um, if you got a 9.7 mile an hour wind, you can get the wind up to like 11.4 with a wind zero ball. Um, no, because now, are you talking? Are you talking like a regular power slice, not a reverse power slice? Like the reverse power slice, I don't know. That I don't know. With a regular power slice, you get a ton more distance with the Apoc compared to a Thor because of the massive curl. The ball's in the air a lot longer. As for the reverse curl or reverse power slice, you're really hitting the ball straight in a sense, right? I mean, you're not really power slicing the ball like a regular slice. You're lining up, you're lining up to hit the ball that way, but you're slicing it this way. So it's not like curling like a regular power slice, if I'm correct. Um, so I don't think the gain in the yardage is as much as a regular power slice, but I know for a regular power slice, the Apoc gains a lot more distance than the Thor does, um, because the ball's in the air so much longer because of the massive curl on the Apoc compared to the Thor. Yeah, I'll watch it. I was gonna finish this round and then take a peek at it. All right. Well, we're gonna end up, unless I were to LB this one, we're gonna end up with a par round. Um, this one I'm only going 4.5 top with this one because I went 5 top earlier and ended up getting a glitchy roll and rolled into the rough. Was lucky that I could reach with the rough iron, but I I don't want to be in the rough because this is a good chance on this hole. So we're only going to use 4.5 top max right. We're not even going to go full distance up because we got a headwind. 8.3, 6.5.
Perfect shot.
That was a good drive. Yeah, before I used five topspin, I got a glitchy roll and I rolled into the rough at the end there with five top. Yeah, see, Ricky said he used that spin.
Great shot.
Um, Ricky said he used that spin on the on hole seven and ended up still missing left. So this one is a very tough one because this ball rolls farther than the ball guide shows all the time.
Perfect shot. Nice
I
arm.
miss way right. Yeah, I tried something out there. Um, I just was interested to see where it was going to come in there. I severely under adjusted that.
Great shot. Nice arm.
What's up, Try?
Eagle. Eagle.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna play. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play. But I just wanted to try something there, um, because in my on the other accounts, um, well, in expert I had that playing 10% downhill, but I played it 10% downhill in um, rookie and in um, pro, and um, it missed quite a bit right. And I looked back on, but the winds were different. But I looked back on the last time we had this hole in the tournament, and I was sinking it using 5% uphill. So I just adjusted that one 5% uphill just to see where it would come in, because then I watched the video on the 19th hole expert page, and they adjusted 10% downhill and missed left also, and they said they're thinking it's more like 20% downhill for that shot. So I just wanted to see what the difference was going to be, and that missed way left. So it's definitely more like 20% downhill uh, on that shot, which you played it probably 10%. And where did yours come in? Because you said 9.1 wind was like 10 rings. It's 10.2 at 10% downhill. Yeah, how where did you miss? If you adjusted 10 rings, you played at 10% downhill. How did your shot come in playing it with right spin? Yeah, so it's playing more like 15% um, downhill. Like I said, 19th hole expert page played at 10% downhill, and she missed left. Not a lot left, but enough left. And she had commented that she thinks it's more like 20% downhill. But if you said you missed close left, then it's probably more like 15% downhill. Because 15% downhill would be like 10.7 rings compared to 10.2 at 10% downhill at 9.1 wind. So I'm gonna give 15% a shot on the next account. All right, I'm gonna switch accounts and I'll be right back. All right, all right. I'm gonna take a look at that replay, that reverse slice or reverse shot that you played. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, 9.9. Yeah, you're well, that's because you actually did that backwards, right? You should actually adjust the other way and slice and hook it the other way. No? Yeah. Because you're actually slicing with the wind there. But you're going, yeah, no, hold on. Let me watch that again. Yeah, okay, you're curling it that way and hitting it that way. So yeah, you did it right, but you got to go over like Jesus, like 8 more rings, at least 5 more rings, right? Because you hit by the bunker, like in between the rough and the bunker, like even with the rough there on the right. So if your white ring is to that rough, and that's where you hit, like right there where your white ring is to the rough there. So you want to go at least, because if you watch where this ball hits, oh, you hit over the bunker. Oh my God, you got to go like 10 more rings left. Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, like at least 10 more rings, I think, left of where you were.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
Yeah, that come in nice there. Yeah, that come in nice there. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try like well, if you adjusted true 10% there, 10.2 rings, then like 15% would probably be pretty darn close. Might just miss to the right of the pin a little bit. So it might be like 10 point it might be like 10% plus like that that wasn't 10%. Okay. Cuz 10% is 10.2 rings at with 9.1 wind. All right. All right, let's see if we can put a better round together here. That was 9.8. So, yeah, like 10% is 10.2. So, you missed just left that 4 extra, that point 4 extra would bring you probably pretty darn close. It might be like it might be like 10% minus like point 0.1 or point 0.2. I'll adjust a true 10% and see where it comes in. Yeah, we don't even have any room in the clan anyway. So what does it matter? All right, let's see here. All right, we're gonna play this. All right, 8.8. So that's where I was aiming. We got a little stronger wind, so we're gonna aim like about a ring more right because we got a like a 1 mile an hour stronger wind. We'll see where this comes in. This might come in way too right, but yeah. Mm, mm. We had I had a little more headwind there than I had crosswind that time, so I didn't get the full carry of the ball. But that worked out. But this is still a very, very tough shot from here. The first time I played it, I carried through that rough and to the other side, and that was with an epoch 6. But I had more crosswind and not tailwind. Like I had headwind there, not tailwind. I had a headwind there. This is a very tough shot here though. So actually, we're right at max distance, huh? We're gonna play this just max distance, 10% uphill, and see where it comes in.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, it's more like 20% uphill. Oh, it plays more like 0%. Yeah, I missed left, but I played it 10% uphill. So it plays more it plays 0% for sure. Because 0% would have been point 0.7 more rings, and that's about what I missed. That's about what I missed it by. But if you look from down there, if you look from where the ball is sitting, it's definitely uphill. But it doesn't play uphill is the thing. So I just made a note to play at 0% elevation. Yeah, it definitely looks up. It definitely is uphill, but it doesn't play uphill. All right, this hole again. This is one of them holes that um, it's killing me because it's just one of them aggravating holes. It was an aggravating hole the last time we had it. It was the same way. It's the same adjustment we had last time where you had to line up the hole and then add the right spin, and you kept missing a little bit right, a little bit left. Ah,
Great shot. Nice
that would
arm.
have been in with a perfect. Yeah, like right there would have been in with a perfect. I find it just easier um, to line up straight at the hole and then just add that half a right spin.
Perfect
It
shot.
works out the same as offsetting it to the left of the pin,
Nice arm.
or you know. But
Birdie.
I also used a power or a wind forward ball there, so it does cut down some of the wind effect. How far right was I? I was well. I hit great right, and I was about a square right of the pin. So with a perfect shot, it would have probably been in. When you add that half of right spin, you're only like a half a square right of the hole, though. But all that does is it all that right spin does is it counters the wind effect from the push from the right to left headwind. That guy's birdie birdie or eagle eagle. Yeah. No, I'm using either a Kingmaker or I'm gonna start using the Power Three Wind four balls just to cut down the wind a little bit and to cut down the push, and then you don't have to adjust so many rings because you're playing that 25% downhill, so it's quite a big adjustment. It's a pretty funny clan name.
Great shot.
I would hope if I changed to the right account on the eight point.
Great shot.
Oh, no, we're safe. That gets us up there quite a ways. 25%. 25% downhill on hole two.
Great shot.
The the new ball is actually a pretty good ball.
Nice
If you
on.
don't have any of the Power Three Wind four balls, I got down there quite a ways. 7.9, 10.1.
Perfect shot.
This one's gonna be no. Oh, wow, that carried. Wow, this hole is like so. I don't know. I think it's the bounces on the fairway and everything else. Cause it seems to be really inconsistent because I aimed. I was getting a lot of wind. You get a lot of wind push like that one. I got a lot of wind push there. I aimed
Eagle.
short of the hole and I ended up going way past the hole. And then the last account I aimed a square to square and a half before the hole and ended up being short by like two balls short of the cup. So this time I aimed just before the cup and
Perfect
then
shot.
I went long.
Eagle.
Yeah, the baseballs are power 3 wind 5. but they're only side spin 1. Whereas the new balls are power 3, side spin 2, wind 4, which is a really good combination. But the only downfall is they're the same as the Superstar ball that came out a couple weeks ago, but the Superstar ball has a better needle speed, better overpower needle speed than the new ball. The new ball has a Titan needle speed, and the Superstar ball had in between a Titan and a Kingmaker overpower needle speed. So it's just a little better ball. But the new ball is definitely it's a good ball. All right, we're gonna go with the ski ball here, and then we're going with the rock. Yeah, the Superstar ball came out maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and that was one of the better balls that they have released in a long time. It's even the new ball is it's essentially a Centurion just with one less side spin, because the C100 balls are power 3, side spin 3, wind 4. So it's a essentially a Centurion, but just a little less side spin. But when you're using max top spin, the side spin doesn't matter, like I was explaining to you the other day. Yeah, I'm playing this one with the rock, and I'm playing it with a power 2, side spin 3, wind 4 ball. But I'm using power 3 numbers in the app, and I'm playing at 5% downhill, 20% slider. And I'm playing the rough bump, 2.2 back, max right. Well, not with the rockets, not because the rock is 100% accurate. So with the rock, you can hit great right and still be okay. But you're lining up that yellow ring with that rough there and just putting the ball guide to the hole, and then adjusting 5% downhill and 20% slider, which is 6.6 rings.
Perfect shot.
And I came in. See,
Nice arm.
that came in way right. What did I do wrong there? My bad. My bad. It's 5% uphill. I adjusted 5% downhill. That's why it came in way
Nice
right.
shot.
That was my fault. Welcome, G King. It was 2.2 backspin, max right spin, but you got to use a side spin 3 ball. I used a power 2, side spin 3, win 4 ball, but I'm using power 3 numbers in the app, and it's 5% uphill, 20% slider. And you're aiming the curvature of the yellow ring with that dark with the curvature of the dark um, green rough there, and the ball guide right to the hole. I over adjust. I missed. I punched in. That's what I did wrong. I was wondering why it came in way right there, because I was really close on the last one. Um, I adjusted 5% downhill and it was supposed to be 5% uphill. I punched in the wrong 5%. Because it should have been only 6 rings and I went 6.6. So that was a mental error on my part there. All right, Kingmaker. Yeah, well, I got one more shot at it, so we'll get it right next time and see how it works. This one I dropped earlier, and I got a glitchy roll on the last account. So all right, max right 7 top. We're not gonna go max top because we don't need to go max top. Just push up 5 rings, so 8.3, 7.4. Then push back up 5 rings. Just give it a little curl left just in case you hit great right. 392.
Great shot.
All right. 9.1, 3.5 rings.
Perfect shot.
Oh my goodness.
Nice arm.
Really? Ah, that hurts. Yeah, 394. The drive was 392. 394 plays 30%. 384 plays medium. So 392 I went 34%, and I should have just played at 30%.
Nice arm.
Ah.
Birdie.
So now I know 392 plays 30% also.
Birdie.
That sucked. Oh well. You know, I was supposed to write down a. Oh no, I did. Okay. All right. Kingmaker. What's up, Brooks? I When you push up into max, right? If you push up into overpower, if you push up into overpower, um,
Perfect
when
shot.
you push when you push your ball up into overpower, right? You There's a red line that shows up that shows you're into overpower. You can count how many rings past that red line you are. Now, when I pushed up where I wanted to land, the bottom of the white ring was at that red line. So I know that I have to push up 5 rings. That's how much I need into overpower to get to that point. So when I adjust back for the wind, I had I know I have to push back up that 5 rings to get where I wanted to be.
Perfect
If
shot.
you understand what I'm saying there. I can show you real quick here before I set this shot up. 8.3. So like if you stretch out and you go past overpower, see that red line? Now I would need 5 rings there to get to the middle of the yellow ring. So you can count, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And that's how I figure out how many rings you need into overpower. I was on the right. I gotta just get that ball guide to the hole, I guess. But I was on a good line there. Yeah, so you can always figure out, and like say you can't push up. Like say you're adjusting into a headwind and you start out at max distance and you adjust into overpower, you can look how many rings past that red line you are into overpower, and then when you when you go to take your shot and you pull your ball into overpower, the arrow extends on those rings as it's going back and forth, and those rings correlate with the rings that are on the ground. So you like say you adjust 3 rings into overpower, you can when you pull your ball back, you can get that arrow when it's swinging back and forth 3 rings past the center of the yellow ring, and then you know you're kind of in the same ballpark with your overpower also. You can judge kind of how much overpower you need that way too. That shot there, if I get that ball guide to the hole, I think I'm in good shape there with that adjustment. Because it was on a good line, but then it died. It was on a really good line, and then it died because it didn't have enough roll. But that's because I kept the ball guide short of the hole. So if I get the ball guide to the hole there, that adjustment may work out. Well, I'll find out on the next account. Like curl, curl is a
Perfect shot.
yeah, yeah, and there is ways to kind of figure it out. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's in the ballpark. Especially when you adjust into like with a headwind, you adjust into max overpower. That's a good way to get it close anyway, to gauge how much overpower you need instead of just saying you need 25% or 50% overpower. You can look how many rings into overpower you are and judge it that way. So it works out a little bit better, um, to be a little more consistent anyway. That adjustment on that hole, I like that one. I will once I get it nailed down, because I will get that one nailed down. Um, I will post an update on that one. But I changed that one to I had it in the notes playing that second shot on hole 6, 0% elevation. But actually, from that drive, I'm only in mid distance. But I hit my opponent played it the way I just adjusted, and he came really really close. Um, he played it. He was like only medium distance also, but he played it 5% downhill and max numbers, and it actually was coming in really nicely. But I left the ball guide too short. So I'm going to try and put the ball guide to the hole next time and see if that adjustment works out. All right, hole number 7. Let's see if we can get this one. We're going to go 20% and we're going to go 3 top, max left. And see where this gets us. Because Ricky said he missed left also. So let's see where this gets us here. I've tried playing this way a bunch of times in tour play, and it is such an inconsistent rough bump.
Great shot.
I
Nice on.
didn't notice how long it was. I was playing at max numbers no matter what. So I didn't. I can look at the replay, but I don't. I didn't realize how. I didn't notice how long it was. All right, so 4. See, that leaves us short of the hole. But I'm gonna play it that way, and I'm only gonna play at 15% and see where this comes in. 7.1 is 4.6. I'm gonna still play at 15% and see where this comes in. If I can hit perfect. Ah! That missed left, but I hit great left. That would have probably been pretty darn close right there.
Birdie.
That's too bad I didn't hit perfect because I think that would have been pretty darn close. I think I'm going to stick with that and look where I want to look where. Yeah, he was all over the place. I know he was. Oh, that's what it was. He used two top, and he used the 2.5 top that I originally had written down in the notes, and the ball guide wasn't to the hole, so he just left it offset and ended up playing the shot and and making it. That's right. That's right. I remember that now. He just played it, adjusted, and ended up making it, but it came in hot too. That's right. Now I remember. I want to look at that replay though again because I want to see where the tip of the ball guide was on that hole or on that where I had that aimed because I'm gonna try it again, the same setup because I think that's gonna be very close. So it was 3 top, max left, half the red ring, and that's at plus 4 yards. And the tip of the ball guide is at the corner of that dark square before at the right corner, right front corner of that dark square right before the pin.
Great shot. Nice on.
Yeah, I know I can't say that before the shot, but I was writing that down. I just want to check this out one more time. Sorry. See, because I hit great left and I only missed by maybe what, a square and a half? But that ball guide is right at the front right corner of that dark square before the pin there.
Great shot.
Yeah, I missed by like a square. I think that would have been very, very, very close with a perfect ball there. So I'm gonna stick with that adjustment and try it one more time, two more times. I'll try it one more time today, and then try it in opening maybe again and see how it goes. All right, we're gonna we're gonna send the bombs. We're gonna send the bomb here. See if we can get this one to the green. See, now this one I have a lot more topspin on this club. So even with a lower wind, with a berserker, I can still get there. We're gonna stick with the berserker with a 10.3 because I got more wind or more. I don't have as much top spin or side spin, but I got more top spin. So 10.3, 10.6. One, two, three, 4, 5.
Great shot.
No, if I would have clipped that rough, that would have been good. Yeah, I gotta just use like 6 topspin there. If I would have clipped, if I would have actually, if I would have went over to that island and clipped that rough right before the sand there, it would have rolled right out onto the green. Yeah, 6 topspin is gonna be the way to go here. 6.5 topspin. I just wanted to see what max topspin would do. There, 6 to 6.5. We're gonna go for from now on. Yeah, I don't have the Houdini in this one though. My Houdini on this account's only at an 8, and it doesn't get good till 9.
Big shot.
The Malibu's actually better until the Houdini reaches 9. But that's alright. We can make it with this Malibu too. Because from this position, we don't need much topspin anyway. 10.9, 1.2. It's all about hitting perfect. If I can hit perfect here, I'll make it. Nah.
Great shot.
Yeah,
Nice arm.
it's tough hitting perfect out of the sand. Yeah, 6 topspin, yeah. No, I used 7. I used max. So I used max topspin, and it I ended up clipping the rough because I had a lower wind. But ideally, if you have an 11-mile-an-hour wind, you want like 6 topspin. I went 7 when I made it, but I had like a 10.5-mile-an-hour wind, and I ended up hitting great left. So I clipped the or no, I hit perfect, and I clipped the rough to the left of the island,
Great shot.
and I didn't go over the green. I stayed in front of the green.
Eagle.
That's all right. I'm just trying to dial these in is all. You know, I mean, I'm all right with shooting a 12. Every shot that I take at these is just giving me more and more information is all. You know, once I get to the opening rounds is when I want to shoot a good score because of the tiebreakers and that. But I mean, I like shooting a good score in the qualifying too because it does help out with the tiebreakers. But um, I don't worry about it as much as I do. 4.5 top, max right. 13 yards. 8.4. 8.4, 7.5.
Perfect shot.
Um, no, I don't. I don't, Steven. Um, I aim center cup, and um, I figured out that on those shots there, uh, whether it be the rough iron or the sand wedge, on those shots there, you punch in the wind, and you take the minimum number, and you only adjust half of it. And if you hit perfect, it will drop every time. Because
Great shot.
even if you line up right edge of the cup uh, and you hit perfect, a lot of times it won't drop. Or if you hit great, it still don't drop. So I mean, my object is to hit perfect every time. I mean, you know, of course, but um, we're gonna use like half a top and max right and adjust 15%. 8.6, 10.1 rings. So we're just gonna go 10 rings. Exactly 10 rings. That's 9, 10. Nah,
Great shot.
damn it. Perfect probably
Nice
would have been
on.
in. Yeah, but I usually, I never consistently hit great one way or the other, so I can't really line it up to, you know, if I consistently always hit great left, then yeah, that would work out. You know what I'm saying? But um, I don't ever do it. I aim center of the cup, and I, honestly, I probably hit perfect more than I hit great. Um, Out of the sand and the rough, but
Perfect shot.
I have found out that if you punch in your numbers in the app and you take the minimum number and
Nice
only
on.
adjust half of it, it will go in every time if you hit perfect with those short chips.
Eagle.
because in well that shot there, what you're saying wouldn't work because I have almost almost a perfect um, it's almost a straight headwind. So you couldn't like that would be really you'd have to kind of try and guess which way you were going to hit great right or great left. You know what I'm saying? Um, and like I said, I don't consistently hit great one way or the other every time. So, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but yeah, I not that's not something that I do. So, if it works for you, that's awesome. If it works for you, this guy this guy started off. Oh, he's got one more hole to play. I was gonna say there's no way he shot -13 starting off eagle eagle. All right, well that wasn't the best of rounds, but we got a little more info, and we got one more round to put it all together now. So I will be right back. Let me switch accounts. I'll be right back. How do you guys like the new layout of the stream? Switch some stuff around and um, just made it a little more cleaner looking instead of all the boxes. I uh, superimposed the pictures instead of having them just pictures with set in square boxes. I just took the pictures itself and got them on there. But all right, so let's enter here. I did toss up. I did toss up the idea of taking taking the the last account and this account and playing them um, in Masters this tournament and moving these two accounts up. But that would be awesome, huh? I'll be right back. Give me a second. Yeah, that's one thing I don't have, Brooks, is like any of the animated scenes or nothing like that where when like Tommy does the boom and Fenzel does uh, the other stuff with all his animated stuff, but all them guys pay for all that. You got to pay for like some of the animated scenes and stuff like that. Um, that's fine for them guys because they're getting money from their streams and stuff like that. I mean, all right, Kingmaker. This ball, the one time went way far, and then two times ended up shorter. So see what this one does again. I may aim just a little bit more left of where. I gotta watch how far left I aim though. I can't aim much farther left. The last one came in nice, but it doesn't. It didn't. The spin. I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem to get the carry that it should with the top spin. Um, and I don't know if it's because of the side spin. But I can't aim any more left of where I'm aiming because of the palm tree that's to the left of the tee box there. Let's see if we can put another decent round together. I mean, even if we get down to where I got down, as long as I stay on the fairway, I'm all right with it. This is a good spot to be at too. I get there in pro, and I made it in pro from that spot. That's a good spot to be. See, 8.4. So I'm gonna aim just right there where I've been aiming. Actually, 8.4. I aimed about a ring right. I'm gonna go right there, half a ring. So you gotta watch that palm tree over there. Oh, this is a good one. Ah, see, it doesn't. That spin, for some reason, the spin kills it. Because it should get way more carry than that coming down that hill. But I think it's because there's two different angles on this shot. Yeah, this one's 20% king. But I'm not worried about the elevation because I'm just aiming at a spot because I'm playing the power slice. But if you're playing a regular shot, it is 20% downhill. So maybe staying right, like I did on the last account, is better because I stay in the fairway. Because now it makes this shot like very tough or nearly impossible. Well, not nearly impossible, but it makes it tough. Let's see. Yeah, see, I got a glitchy roll there. Yeah, that's glitchy. 8.4. go like one ring.
Perfect shot.
Ooh.
Nice on.
Yeah, you know, you say that, King, and minimum numbers for that was 1.6. So 8 would have been half, right? Point 0.8 of a ring would have been half. And because I was a little farther, I went one ring. So I went a little more than half, and I missed just to the right of the cup. So if I would have went half of the minimum distance, that ball would have been in. So yeah, that would have been another example of half the minimum distance, um, is how you want to play those shots, those short chips from the rough and the this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one from here. I don't know. We're just gonna we're just gonna wing it.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, it's good to know. I'm glad that I did it that way. I mean, I'm not glad that I did it because if I would have went just half the minimum distance, I would have made it and would have known anyway, right? But I looked. If you noticed, I rotated to see where my ball was and see how far I was, and I noticed that I was just a tad farther than normal. So I figured just a hair more than half would have maybe been good still there. But it was, if I would have went half, it would have been point 0.2 less, and I probably it most likely would have been in, because I just missed right of the cup, and that's the way I was adjusting, was right of the cup. So uh, so it's good to know that if I get into that spot again, um, half of the minimum distance will be good there, and that's at 0% elevation, because that one looks uphill. It is uphill, but it doesn't play uphill. It plays 0% elevation from down in the bottom area down there. All right, this one we are using a superstar ball. No, we're gonna use, just because I don't ever use these, and might as well get rid of them because I can line this up for this shot. We're gonna use a pine cone ball. No, because the first time I played it uphill, 10%, and I missed left of the cup. So then I realized that it does play 0%. And then one of my clanmates uh, said that he made it from down in the bottom at 0% elevation. So, all right, this one's 25% downhill. Max back. Max back spin, aim at the cup, and then we're adding a half of a backspin or half of a right spin. So aiming right at the cup with the blue ring to the fringe line, and then a half of a right spin. And then we're adjusting 25% downhill, 9.8 rings.
Perfect shot.
Oh, son of a. Uh, I bought them, and because they're not round, they're okay for like a shot like this, a first shot, because you can line them up the bottom of the ball with the arrows in the ring, and you know you're dead center. But um, but after the first shot, the balls aren't round. The pine cone isn't round, so trying to line it up in the middle of the ring after the first shot, because the balls, it's always pictured how it's laying on the fairway, so it's hard to get it dead center of the ring, and you never know if you're overpowering or underpowering the shot. The balls that are not um, round are really tough. Yeah, the Easter egg balls are even worse because the pine cone ball is actually a little more rounder than uh, than the Easter egg ones. The Easter egg ones are a little more oblong. I got the Easter egg ones too, and I that's another ball that I got and I don't very seldom use. No, you're not super late. I'm on the second hole. Well, I'm on the second hole of the last account, so you're not super late. But that one there was very close. We're getting there. Uh, some days that ball would drop, and some days it'll sit on the edge like that. So, all right, let's see here. We got to go with Kingmaker and the Apoc, 10%. All right, yeah, not a problem, King, and thanks for subscribing. Uh, I won't be playing any accounts tomorrow because I'll get all my accounts through tonight. But Thursday and Friday I will be on. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'll have my streams up. And I do play. I play rookie, pro, and expert. So I will be playing Thursday. I'll be playing rookie and pro, and Friday I play my expert accounts, and then Saturday I play my rookie and pro accounts, and then Sunday play my expert accounts again. So depending on what accounts you play or what divisions you play, I do have all three divisions up on stream that I do play. So
Perfect shot.
all right, max top, two left. I always just put two left on here. I don't know. That's the way I play it in tour play, so that's the way I play it here. 7.2 is 6.4 rings. Nah,
Great
that'll
shot.
still be safe though. Yeah, and have a good night, King. That actually gets us way up there, hitting great right like that. Thank you. Thanks. And good luck to you too. I don't know. This one has been confusing to me. I've aimed short and I've missed short and then I've aimed just right before the pin and then I go long. So I think it's just the bounce that I'm getting on the fairway. It doesn't seem as consistent as the last time we had this hole on the in the tournament. Like we're aiming a hole short, so or a square short. 8.1, 10.4 rings.
Perfect shot.
This one might be close. Nope. See, it still goes long by like a square and a half.
Nice on.
Oh, yeah. I have it for. I have them right here. I have them for this one's for 2 or 10. Not all the holes are not all the hole or this one's for 2 or 9, and not all the holes are the same. They're old sheets, and I have one for
Great
2 or 11 and 2 or 10. Um, but not all the holes are on the tours anymore. But the holes that are, uh, I've tweaked the measurement or the spin adjustments that were on there originally to um, how I play them, and they're very consistent. But uh, the 2 or 10 one is anyway. 2 or 9, I haven't tweaked too much because I don't play too much 2 or 9. But 2 or 9, 10, and 11 are the only ones that I ever had. But like I said, they're old because they always change these tours around when they add new courses or like change them for tournaments and stuff like that. So like 2 or 11, I think only 6 of the 9 holes are the right holes on the tour sheet. Um, 2 or 10, actually 2 or 10, only 6 of the 9 are the right holes. 3 of them are changed. 3 of them are missing. So, um, but they're. I got them off of one of the Facebook pages. I want to say like Golf Clash Elite Facebook page, and if you go to the files section, I think you can find them in there, and they have the PDF files where you can print them. I'm pretty sure that's where they are. I don't know if you're a member of the Golf Clash Elite Facebook page, but I'm pretty sure that's where I got them from. But those are the only tours that I have seen them for. Actually, no. I'm I'm uh let me look real quick because now that I think of it, um I think Simon Bailey just posted all of the tours. If I can get on the page, I don't know. For some reason, Facebook has been really acting funny. It doesn't load any of the pages the last like 2 days. It like takes forever to load any of the pages. Um, Let me see here. I'm trying to look through the Golf Clash Elite page through the files section and see if they're on here. I don't see them right now, but I'll find them and I'll let you know where I find them. All right, hole 4. We're going with the rock again, even though we have it in a higher level. And we're going with the ski ball. 5% uphill, 20% club. All right. And um, Rocky, okay. All right. So we're playing this one. Playing the rough bump. 2.2 back. Max right. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I must have played it in that stream where I was playing the tour play then. But yeah, I'll look on some of the pages and I'll find them. I've seen them. I just don't remember where I seen them. Ooh, that was really close. That's a very nice shot there.
Lights out.
That's a tough way to play that hole. Well, any way you play this hole is a tough way to play the hole. All right, 2.2 back, max right. Play it right to the hole. 6.5, 5.2.
Perfect shot.
Get in the hole. Oh my goodness.
Nice on.
Ooh, that is very very close right there. just a little over adjusted, but I mean that was on my part. You know, it was 5.2 rings. I could have went 5.3 there. It's tough judging point 0.2 or point 0.3 of a ring, but that's a that's a good way to play that hole.
Tourney.
Did you see that one, Steven? Yeah, that was very close, very close. Um, I think that one that's the way to play that hole for sure. Um, using a power two side spin three win four ball, um, but using power three numbers in the app, 5% uphill, 20% club. No, I'm gonna play it the same way. You know, like I said, it was 5.2 rings. I could have very easily adjusted that 5.3. It's tough to judge point 0.2 or point 0.3 of a ring. So um, I'm going to play it exactly the same way, you know, and probably drop it a few times and probably miss it like that a few times. It's just going to be one of those ones that if your adjustment's dead on, you're going to make it. If not, you're going to miss it just burning the edge there. I'm not going to change a thing on it. I'm going to play it that way for the rest of the tournament. All right. All right. Max top seven, seven top, five rings. 8.5, 7.6.
Great shot.
That's why I put that little bit of curl on that, just in case I hit great. And then I got a glitchy bounce there too. Holy cow. Glitchy roll. I rolled 10 yards past where I normally am. So that's going to be like, I don't know what distance. We'll have to see what distance we're at here.
Perfect shot.
It should play like only like it should play almost close to minimum distance, I think. Yeah, like 10% club, something like that. Oh boy, we gotta get out of this glitch.
Nice shot.
Ah, gonna be one of them tournaments. Ah, damn it. I burned the left edge on the last account, burned the right edge on this one.
Great shot. Nice arm. Birdie.
Yeah, but I missed right, so a slight curl left would have helped me. But you know what I did though? I adjusted 2.7 and I went a little too far and then I moved it back
Oh, birdie.
and I think I only went like 2.6 and that's why I missed right. Because if you were to watch the replay, you would see I moved it back and I moved it back a little too far, um, too. And I didn't think it would make that big of a difference being that close, but it did. Because when I went, that's why most of the times you'll see me, I won't adjust to the center of the yellow ring. I'll if it's 3.7 rings, I'll go 2.7 and then adjust to the other side of the yellow ring so it's more accurate. And that time I went to the middle of the yellow ring and I noticed I was a little past the middle, so I moved it back. And then when I moved it back, I wasn't quite center of the yellow ring, so I under adjusted that shot by like point 0.1. All right, this is the shot that I'm more interested in. And I've changed this drive. In the notes, it was 10% downhill for this drive. It was getting too close to the rough. So I'm putting the red ring to the rough on the epoch and I'm adjusting 20% downhill for the drive instead of 10 because it keeps you a little back from the rough a little more. Oh, that's right. I want to I want to use a superstar ball on this drive too. Cut down the wind a little more. Yeah, that's why I try to avoid uh, adjusting to the center of the yellow as much as I can. Um, but sometimes it's an old habit to adjust to the center of the yellow. But I've been trying to um, adjust to the back side of the yellow ring because it's way more accurate to do it that way. All right, so max right, 7 top. Red ring to the rough at like 10 yards. 7.5, 7.3. I should be okay there. See, if I would have adjusted 10% there, I would have hit the rough. So 20% great proofs that shot too. All right, then we're gonna play this one 5% downhill max numbers and see, put the ball guy right to the hole.
Great shot.
Wow, this guy's bombing it down there. You can't make that one though. You can't make that far fairway. All right, 6.2, so 6.7. See, you're like mid distance here, but there's a funnel here. There it is. 6.2, 6.7 rings.
Perfect shot.
All right, so that was just a little too
Nice
much.
on.
So 0% should work there. But 0% would come in a little hot though, too. So just got to hold it back just a little bit from the, like a square from the pin, and adjust 0% max numbers. Or, yeah, 0% max numbers is probably more like it.
Perfect shot.
Or 10% downhill medium numbers, one of the two.
Nice on. Eagle.
See, this is how I usually play this hole in tour play. Just like this, adjust one to one. Nah.
Great shot. Nice on.
All right, hole 7. This is the hole we want to figure out. So we gotta go with a kingmaker ball. And we're gonna play it 3 top, max left, 15% downhill. Max numbers. Gotta aim that ball guide right at the tip of that square.
Great shot. Nice on.
All right, max right, 3 top. Plus 4 yards. We want the tip of that ball guide. Right about there. Seven 7.5, 4.9.
Perfect shot.
Get in the hole. Get in the hole.
Hole in one.
That's what I'm talking about. So 3 top, max right, or max left. 3 top, max left. 15% downhill, and aim the tip of that ball guide at that front right corner of that dark square before the pin. Thank you, thank you. I will have to I will post that shot in the chat. Um, I'll post that in the chat after I'm done with the description and the adjustments. All right, now we're going with Berserker Ball. All right, 11 wind, so we're gonna go max right, 6 top. White ring to there. 11.4 rings. One, two, three, 4, 5.
Great shot.
All right. Still gonna go long. That almost hit the pin. In the rough. It looks like it's in the sand to me. So with 11-mile-an-hour wind, we could still take some topspin off of that ball. Even when we get down there to that, it's still worth the risk because you might get lucky and clip that rough and roll out. But even if you don't, I almost got a straight headwind for the second shot, even if it's out of the rough or the sand. It's just a matter of hitting perfect on the second shot then.
Perfect shot.
Because when you lay up like this guy does, this shot plays like this shot plays like 90% downhill. Well, I don't know if it's that much, but it's a lot. 11.40%. I don't know why we have a rough iron when we're in the sand, but we do. 11.4, 2.2, 1.1.
Perfect shot. Eagle.
Very nice, very nice. On hole 2, you said 25%. Do you use max distance or no? Just one in. Thanks. Yes, it's uh, G King. It's 25% max distance. It's max backspin. Aim your ball guide to the hole with the blue top of the blue ring to the fringe fairway line, and then after you aim directly at the hole, add a half of right spin, and then adjust 25% max numbers. Ryan. Yeah, it would be nice to clip the rough and roll out and just onto the green or onto the fairway, but it's worth the risk of going over the green there and then having that type of shot at the pin because as long as I can hit perfect, um, I can make that shot. I know I can make that shot because again, that was half of minimum distance and hit perfect and it goes in. So all right. Yeah, not a problem, G King. That's what I do these streams for is to help everybody out and answer questions when I can. I seen on Facebook that somebody shot um, somebody shot minus 19 in qualifying an expert. That's a monster round. That's like a hell of a round. I've only shot minus 19 once through nine, and it was on a back nine of of a weekend round, and I ended up shooting minus 34
Great shot.
and ended up losing to Daniel MacArthur that shot minus 35. That was a risky drive that guy just did right there. I'll tell you. That was a very risky drive that he just did. 8.1, 7.2. Oh
Great
no.
shot.
Oh no. Alright, we got lucky. Yeah, the rookie streams up on the should be up on the page. Um, if I remember correctly, I only shot minus 12. Um, it was a par round. Rookies a tough division because with the lower level clubs, there's not a lot of drops to get. They're very tough to get, but it'll definitely give you the gist of just of playing the holes. And there was a few close ones, but um, it's definitely a harder
Perfect
division to
shot.
play and get drops in for sure. All right, let's see if we can get this one. This one would be very nice to get. 8.7, so 9.8 rings. Max right. Max right. We're going to go right to the hole. Just a little bit before the hole here. Nah,
Great shot.
darn it. Perfect ball might have been
Nice
in there.
ball.
Hard to say, but perfect would have been very, very close. Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll be playing the rookie round Thursday. Um, I don't know what time Thursday. Maybe probably
Great shot.
sometime during the day. Because I got 3 rounds to play on
Nice
Thursday. I
ball.
play rookie and 2 pro rounds on Thursday, and then I play my expert rounds on Friday. Uh, so it's hard to say. I may play my rookie round during the day um, Thursday, but regardless, if you tune in live or if you watch the replay, it'll be up on the page. All right, so that was a little better round. We got a few drops in the end there, which was nice. But if we can dial in some of the other holes, hole one, hole two, um, hole four, we can put together a very decent round for sure. I think by the weekend, um, I think 32, 34 could be possible for sure. Um, on on that second shot you're talking about on the last hole. G King on the second shot on the last hole you're talking about. Oh yeah, it says this second shot. Um, it was 10% downhill on the second shot on hole 9. Second shot downhill, I used max right, and depending on your drive, you might have to use like a half a top spin, 3/4 of a top spin if you're a little shorter on your drive. That drive went a little long, um, so I didn't have to use any top or backspin. I just used max right, 10% downhill, and max numbers was 9.8. I went like 9.7 because I moved it back a little bit from max distance, like 3 yards. So I took off like point 0.1, point 0.2. But, um, but it is 10% downhill on the second shot. So, yeah, 10% downhill. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And like I said, I will be playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I will see you guys when I see you. And thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. And good luck to you guys too. And hope you guys score low scores. All right, take it easy.